Good afternoon. Welcome to Recruiter's Corner. Once again, reporting from the United Arab Emirates. Beautiful 78 degrees. I want to talk about attributes versus experience. I presented a candidate 2 weeks ago. One of the best candidates I've seen in a long time. And the client turned this individual down because they didn't have the experience. What they didn't realize is that, maybe I didn't communicate it well enough, was this person had the 5 most important attributes that a candidate could have and that superstars possess. And I'm going to talk about those 5 attributes today. They're grit, mental acuity, drive, leadership, and team ability. So what is grit? Well, let me take a step back. Most candidates are hired for what they've done, but they're always fired for who they are. The what being the resume and what they've done in the past. The who is who they are, the attributes. As I said, grit, mental acuity, drive, leadership, team ability. These are attributes that you simply can't teach. So this candidate was introduced to another client of mine. The client is one of my long-term best clients, and they immediately recognized in my assessment that they had the 5 key attributes. They interviewed the person twice over a week, hired them. It's going to be a great hire. I'm sure this person is going to be a superstar. So let's go over the 5 attributes. Number 1, grit. What is grit? Grit is simply never giving up. You never give up. Jim Valvano, famous coach of North Carolina State National Championship team and NCAA, gave a famous speech, never give up. I encourage anyone who's interested in grit or never giving up to watch it. It's on YouTube. It's one of the most widely watched YouTubes ever, actually. Jim Valvano, never give up. So grit is never giving up. And grit is not only never giving up, but it's acting in a courageous way. In other words, once you set your mind to something, you do it. You have courage. Even though it may not be the popular thing, it's the right thing. Grit, never giving up. Another one, mental acuity. Okay, this is number 2. What is mental acuity? Mental acuity is simply smarts. You can measure intelligence in many personality tests. It's not only IQ, but it's various factors based upon what the positions of the job are going to be. Mental acuity, smarts. It's being able to critically reason and make good decisions. If you think about your life, all our lives are a series of small decisions. Me sitting here in Abu Dhabi in the United Arab Emirates right now is a result of probably tens of thousands of small decisions that have led me to this moment in time. So mental acuity, being able to reason, critically reason, make good judgments, good decisions, very, very important. This, by the way, can be measured in many personality tests. Drive. Drive. If you're going to be a superstar, if you want to be a millionaire, $1 million career, if you want to be at the top of your game, an A+ candidate, as we call it, a top shelf candidate, you've got to have drive. Because drive is something most people don't have anymore. And again, drive, similar to grit, I call it a first cousin of grit. It's not just trying hard. Anybody can try hard. It's having the courage to continue down the road that you've carved out for yourself. Once you set up a course of action, a path to an end goal, it's having that courage and determination and the focus to carry out the plan. Tenacity is another cousin of drive. Tenacious. I love people who have drive. Yeah, and you can tell who has drive and who doesn't by simply looking at the resume. I know the resume is not everything, but you look at the resume and you look for, or at least I look for, past history of competitive sports. I love college wrestlers. Wrestlers are a great sport. It's a grueling sport. You've got to have drive to be a successful wrestler. Basketball is another one. It combines individual sports with a team sport. Football is the classic team sport. Baseball, combination individual team. Anybody with these attributes, even being on the debate team, is a competitive sport. So it's not just reserved for, the traditional physical sports. It could be anything that requires drive and determination. Number 4 is leadership. Let me make this clear. Leadership is very different than management. A lot of people can manage. Manage is just being in a corner office, reviewing metrics, benchmarks, micromanaging people, macromanaging them. It's just managing people. Leadership, totally different animal. Leadership is a key attribute because not many people have it. What is leadership? Leadership is being authentic. It's not bullshitting people. It's you own it. It's extreme ownership. I make a mistake, I own it. Hey, I'll learn from it, and you know what? I'm a better person because of it. And I'm always better tomorrow than I am today, and I'm better today than I was yesterday. It's leadership. It's being decisive. It's being able to make decisions that aren't always easy. It's not punting the ball down to someone else. It's taking ownership. It's making the best decision possible with the given information at the appropriate time. It's being accountable. It's standing up in front of your peers or your direct reports and saying, you know what? I screwed up. I made a mistake. I own it. People love that. Particularly your direct reports. They love it when an owner comes in or their boss comes in and says, you know what? I screwed up. I made a bad decision. Let's circle the wagons. It's one team, one fight. Let's get her done. Okay? That's leadership. The 5th one, team ability. People that can operate effectively on a sports team or in the business world, these are winners. And you know how I feel about winners. I love winners. I played a lot of team sports as a kid, competitive basketball, baseball, just about everything. I learned how to operate as a single performer within a team. Good team players are winners. They have humility. They don't walk around with a lot of hubris. They're not prima donnas. And prima donnas have their role on any sort of a team. And I'll get to that in a future podcast. It's one team, one fight. Special operators will say to themselves. It's one team, one fight. The ability to operate as a team and as a teammate is invaluable. Humor under stress, another characteristic of being a team player. When things are really, really bad, do you whine and complain? No. Sometimes you add a little humor. So team ability, very, very important. So we've got grit, mental acuity, drive, leadership, team ability. You have these 5 attributes, you're going to be a superstar. So the question I have for you before we end this, do you have those attributes? Look in the mirror and ask yourself, do I have these attributes? Thanks for listening, and I look forward to your comments, look forward to your questions, and look forward to you learning more about what we do. You can go to our website, www.mrfairfax.com, to see our YouTube channel. We have blogs, we have positions available. Again, I encourage you to visit us at www.mrfairfax and look for this series, Recruiter's Corner, under the candidate section. Thanks for listening. Until next time, have a great day.